Joining me now is Texas Congressman, member of the Homeland Security and Energy Committees, August Pfluger. Congressman, your districts are in Texas. You've seen the border impact firsthand as well. Your reaction to what took place yesterday?
Well, good morning, Maria, and you're right. We've talked about this many times on this show, and the American public deserves to know the facts about what's going on and what the administration has not done. And look, as opposed to the Democrats, we treat this very seriously. This is a solemn duty. There's no pleasure or joy in being referred or having articles of impeachment to look at, but we're going to look at the facts. We're going to take it step by step. We obviously feel the pain in Texas, the chaos, the amount of fentanyl, the deaths, everything that has hit our state and many others. It is an invasion. We've said that many times. So we will look at this. We will do it the right way. And we'll try to put some confidence back into a process that the Constitution outlines, as opposed to what the Democrats did twice to President Trump.
Well, I think this is very practical, all that you're saying. And I wonder, as you digest all of these issues around Joe Biden's governing, you also consider the impact of an impeachment. I mean, look, you could come up with an impeachment for so many things: failed foreign policy, accepting money from foreign adversaries like China. We have texts this morning from Hunter Biden basically threatening a Chinese business guy to give them money or face consequences. You also have, of course, what you mentioned, the wide open border. But then you have to ask the question, well, what happens if he does get impeached? What's the impact, and what is America left with? And that's Vice President Kamala Harris. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says that, he's going to make his first trip to the Texas border next week. But when he visited the Arizona sector earlier this month, he talked with 90 sheriff's departments across the U.S. to fight the impact of the border crisis. But he also said there's an issue with impeaching Joe Biden. He's never going to get impeached because nobody wants Kamala Harris in the seat. Is that something that you're thinking about?
Well, obviously that's true. And our country has no confidence in either one of them. And I'm not sure which one is worse. But I think when the founders of this country established the criteria to impeach someone, it's a very high bar. And so we're going to go through those steps. No, I don't want Kamala Harris to be president. I don't want Joe Biden to be president either. And that's why elections have consequences. But, I think, Maria, Americans are waking up this morning, and you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to know that Democrats are completely complicit in a deep state action to cover up, whether it's two systems of justice, to protect Hunter Biden, to retaliate against IRS whistleblowers, to protect Secretary Mayorkas and the president on a failed policy at our southern border. They are complicit, and you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see this two-level, two-tier system of justice that is protecting the politically connected and the elite in this country. And it's wrong. And every American should be upset about that. And that's what we're going to investigate.
Well, that's right. And that's why we wanted to see the results of what happened with Adam Schiff, because he was out parading Trump colluded with Russia for several years, even though he was the chairman of the Intelligence Committee. Now, the House voted to censor the California Congressman Adam Schiff for repeatedly lying, claiming he had the evidence on Russia collusion in 2016, that the Trump campaign colluded with Russia. And he suggested that he knew something that the rest of us did not know, because he was the chairman of the committee. And yet it was all lies. Schiff, though, is running for the Senate in California to replace Dianne Feinstein, Congressman. So, I mean, what does this censor really mean? And what about pushing it to the Homeland and Homeland Security and the Judiciary Committees?
Well, look, Adam Schiff deserved to be censured. I fully supported that. He had information, to classified information, and access to information with a duty to make sure that he protects the Constitution, not a political party. Yet what he did was clearly politicized. It was weaponized against the president, and he drugged the American public for 4 years through, an absolute firestorm of false information. So he deserves not only to be censured, I'll go a step further. Speaker McCarthy took him off of the Intel Committee because we don't trust his ability to go into a room, hear classified information, and make good decisions on that. I've been in the military for over 2 decades. When you hear that information, you have a responsibility to the Constitution, not a political party. And this goes back to the theme. We have a complicit Democrat Party that is making politicized decisions in a two-tiered system of justice. They did it with Trump on the impeachment. They're doing it again on the cover-up of Hunter Biden and the whistleblowers who have come forward in so many different cases. And it has to stop, and the censor was absolutely right.
So are they all just political operatives? Because, I mean, this is outrageous. They should not be in Congress if all they want to do is play politics. It was on display the other day when Kevin McCarthy had the gavel talking about censoring Adam Schiff. Let's take a look at that. Watch the Democrats and their reaction. It's all politics. Watch.
The yeas are 213 and the nays are 209. With 6 answering present, the resolution adopted. Without objection, the motion to consider is laid on the table. House will be in order.
They're yelling shame, and then they're celebrating Adam Schiff by clapping as if the censor is a good thing, Congressman. What are these jokers or what? I mean, they are supposed to be representing American citizens and communities. They're coming across like jokers. Do they not actually understand what took place with Adam Schiff's lying about Russia collusion all those years?
Well, I think their true colors are coming out. These are the representatives who are advocating a banana republic and not one that was founded by George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and so many others. And the legacy of our country of doing the right thing, even when it's not popular, and they clearly have no backbone to see that. And, you know, I think the American public has put their trust in the Republican Party. And even though we have a slim majority, we're going to do the right thing. And I think that's why the impeachment articles didn't come directly to a House vote on the floor. They came to regular order, to a committee where we can investigate instead of doing the kinds of things that Adam Schiff and others do. So we are the adults in the room. The commitment to America is serious. Every single day, I and others come to work, and we want to get this country back on track instead of having that banana republic like you see on the House floor and the chaos that others would like lead in.
So Adam Schiff is running for Senate. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get into the Senate? Should we expect the same behavior as a senator?
Well, that's a good question. The people of California need to answer that. But I know in Texas, we're receiving many refugees from California to Texas because they don't like the politics there. And it's clear they don't like a banana republic.
Yeah. Well, none of us do. Congressman, thanks very much. We'll be watching all of that. August Pfluger this morning.